Hey everybody, welcome on in. Today we're going to be talking about this Browns wide receiver and why, if anybody from the AFC North sleeps on these guys, well, they may just get left at the starting gate. My name is Joseph Potter. I'll be your host, and this is Brownstown. Let's get right on into it. Now, here, what we have is a fun little thing. You know, people love the racetrack. People love going and betting on their horses. But here, we've got a little wilder view of how this goes. You see, we got some Stallions, we got some Thoroughbreds, we got some Clydesdales. And while nobody's pulling a Budweiser beer truck, these guys are horses, workhorses, people who are bred for the game. That being said, I want to go with a guy who very well have been the MVP of training camp. Well, mini camp and OTAs. Very well could be MVP of mini camp as well by the time he's done. Denzel Boston, the Clydesdale, the workhorse. He has a condor-like wingspan. His ball awareness and ability to contort his body to get the ball and not drop the pass is amazing. We've also seen that he is very adept at coming back after the ball. He gets his hands up, he comes back after the ball. One of the most noticeable plays was early in minicamp, or maybe it was late in OTAs, I'm not exactly sure which. Shedeur Sanders threw a pass to Jerry Jeudy on a comeback. Jeudy turned around, stopped, the ball got tipped and intercepted. The next day, and several days after that, Denzel Boston ran the exact same play from the exact same position thrown from Shedeur Sanders. He came back to the ball and caught the ball before any defender could make a jump on it. He has shown that he can run the double moves deep. He can run a bang 8. He's got great comebacks to both the inside and the outside. He's not been used over the middle a ton. But when you have the guy that has been used over the middle a ton, your thoroughbred, Mr. KC Concepcion, running straight through there, he really doesn't need to run short over the middle. KC had some drops. We're not dismissing that. I actually mentioned that in the OTA video I did earlier. I said he needs to get his concentration down because he did not drop many passes in college. I think it was one in his senior year. But during minicamp, during OTAs, he was dropping passes consistently. In minicamp, One of his best plays, it was a short catch. I forget who threw in the ball, whether it was Watson or Sanders. Caught the ball, ducked under the defender, sprinted toward the sidelines for a big gain. Dude shifty. And while Denzel Boston, big dude, is sitting around 6'4", Casey Concepcion is 6'1", 190. So Boston isn't going to be doing that type of thing at 6'4", 215. But Concepcion's 6 foot. He's a nice sized player, and he's still getting low and getting under would-be tacklers. And he's shifty. He also leapt to get one. I'm sure he was 4 or 5 feet off the ground. At least that's what it looked like when I watched the clip. He was up there. I'm sure it wasn't that much, but kind of seemed that way. Probably 2 to 3 feet up, but, you know. That's, you know, the fan in me not seeing that from a Browns receiver in 10 years or more. And that's a little bit different from the way they got their Stallion running. See, they got Isaiah running everywhere. He's going deep. He's doing double moves. He's in motion. He's in the slot. He's in the H. He is going. Let's say Bond is smaller, actually, than Concepcion by an inch and about 10 pounds. But he motors. He gets deep. And we've seen him make great deep passes or great deep catches. It is amazing. And we've also seen him, despite what some people say about how he can't run a lot of routes, we've seen him run a lot of short routes when Dylan Gabriel was the quarterback, because Gabriel, for the most part, only threw short routes. When he threw it deep, usually that's where his interceptions came. But he threw it short, and Bond, a lot of times, would have to catch it with his body because he would have a step or two on the receiver, and that ball would hit him right in the stomach when he came out of his break, and he would have to catch it, and he wouldn't get a chance to run because Dylan Gabriel couldn't lead him. Yet, when Shedeur Sanders was in there, Shedeur led him, and that's when you saw him get his chance to run. But keeping Bond, the Stallion, the lone free man, to just go here, go there, start outside, motion inside, do the end routes, do the gadget stuff while getting separation deep and over the middle, in contrast to Concepcion owning the middle and getting deep sometimes. If those two can interchange, and Boston can be your workhorse Clydesdale, the one that they put on the farm and have towing the bricks. You know, if you're towing bricks in a farm, I'd have to have some. Still, same thought process. If you have that combination, you're going to cause some trouble. Not only in the AFC North, but other. But that leads me to the team's quarter horse. That's Jerry Jeudy. Jerry Jeudy is a good route runner. Jerry Jeudy's not great at anything else. He's a great route runner. He's a good athlete. He's good at getting open downfield. He's good at dropping passes. And he's a great route runner. He can play inside, play outside. He is your all-purpose quarter horse. He can do pretty much anything. He's not a number one wide receiver. And that's what the role he's been forced into over the last 2 years. It's just not who he is. It's not what his skill set is. But if you use him as a versatile player that's popular and they know where he is and they keep an eye on him, that's going to free up the big dogs, Boston, Concepcion, and Bond, to do what they need to do. And he's going to get his without having to deal with double teams and having the best corner on him at all times, which will only help him in the long run. And now that we have all of these guys, the 4 places we know are going to have somebody shown up. Now we go to what's left. Because we got 2 more spots to go, folks. And we got about 6, 7 guys to get them. And those guys are Cedric Tillman, the guy who was supposed to be the Clydesdale. Injuries and inconsistency derailed that. He is on the last year of his deal. This is sink or swim for him. Malachi Corley, best end-around receiver probably in the game. Problem is, he can't do much more. He's not that good at anything else. In fact, he had a chance for a screen that would have got him big yards in minicamp. Shedeur Sanders threw him the ball wide open. Right off the chest, bounced off, receiver, grabbed it out of the air, ran back for a pick 6. If you're wide open and you have a chance to run after the catch, and you let that ball go right off your chest, when it is a perfect pass and you're standing stationary, that's a problem. Jamari Thrash actually quietly had an excellent camp. And I'm not saying that just to say it. He caught some great passes from both Shedeur and from Deshaun. He didn't get the opportunities the other guys did, but what opportunities he got, he did everything with them that he possibly could. And Thrash was a guy I really liked coming out of college. That gives me strong hope that he is starting to turn the corner a little bit in his 3rd year. Gage Larvadan, I'm not sure what you can do with Larvadan, and that's the problem. Because they tried him at special teams last year. Forget who it was in Cleveland media said, "Oh, you can still use Larvadan as a special teams threat." I never want to see Larvadan back in special teams again in my life. If I see another muff punt, fumbled kick, fumble, whatever he does back there, I might lose what little hair I have left. So I'm not sure where he fits. Hard worker, But if your main use is going to be special teams and you can't do special teams, that concerns me. You have Luke Floria. He was the darling last year, and he has not made the most of his opportunities this year. Floria, he's an undersized receiver, so when he gets open, he has to catch the ball. And the only 2 times I've seen him get an opportunity for a big play, he had one throw from Deshaun and one throw from Schur, both of them in the end zone, dropped both of them. If you're an undersized receiver, you cannot be dropping passes. And that's somebody who's had a good camp. I'm not sure what they'll do with him, but he's had a good camp. That's undrafted free agent Aaron Anderson. He's a question mark for me because he made the most of his opportunities. Didn't get a lot of them, but he made the most of them. And whenever I saw him out there get a pass thrown to him, he caught it. So he might be, he's an undersized receiver, but at the same time, at 5'8", 200 pounds, if he can prove himself on special teams, you might be able to slide him in there as a special teams ace. The special teams coaches do get some say in the final roster. Usually it's on the back end of the final roster, but if he makes his case on special teams, you could find the Browns carrying 7 receivers, which would be different, but possible. A dark horse I've been seeing lately has been Tylan Wallace. Tylan Wallace was with the Ravens last year. And is with them, I think, for 3 years. He only has 1 touchdown and a handful of catches. But he's someone who knows the offense, and he's an explosive receiver. So he is somebody at 5'11", 200. He has a chance to really make some plays because he knows the offense. He knows the coaching staff. Because remember, the coaching staff, a lot of them came from Baltimore. So Tylan Wallace is one to look for. If just from early looks, I would say Thrash and Tillman are going to get those spots. But don't sleep on Wallace. And Corley or Anderson could sneak in there as specialty players on special teams if the special teams coach goes out for them. But early on, my guess would be, from what I've seen, Tillman and Thrash have the head start. And that is a wide receiver preview. It's been fun. And I hope that everybody has enjoyed the new audio. So I leave you to share your own conclusions. Hit that ding-a-ling down low if you had a good time. Like, share, and subscribe. I've been Joseph Potter. This has been Brownstown. Thanks for showing up, everybody.